detergent alone, Downy helps prevent stretching by conditioning and smoothing fibers. So
Alright, how y'all guys doing? Sorry about the delay for some reasons.
and it's done.
I was doing something though. I was doing something, so sorry about the delay. But it don't really matter. Yeah, really don't really matter. Let's go ahead and get inside. So I'm gonna tell you what I have planned today. We're gonna be doing our awards today. Our most honorable president award. That'll actually become the first, actually, man. Before that comes up first, I'm gonna have something to say. But I was gonna be talking about, we're also on the subject of history, but we're also gonna be talking about the subject of all episodes of One Nation. So I just want you to know, make sure you subscribe, and give me them views, and let's go and get into the scream, and it's just gonna be about maybe I won't make it an hour long, but this time I might make it about 30 minutes. Could be 40 minutes, you never know. Since I have a lot of talking to do, I have plenty of time to talk. Now look here. This ain't just no movie. This ain't a movie. Now we're gonna be before I begin the war, I just have some stuff I have to say about the history. Now, we all know that in the 19th century that everything it was not like it was before, but in times it has evolved to a good time of us and population. It's also increased our population, as you see. So basically, we're really saying that it helped us. It helped our population to don't mind that they say I was offline, but I'm alright. We were today. So that's might as well going to the awards now though. So hold up. I didn't really write a quote, but my three tops are the Abraham Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt, and Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, that's what I remember. And the most honorable drummer, please.
Hey, everybody, this is all of our kill.
The most honorable.
Oh, I got excited. Get in a better guess. I'm pretty sure he had that when he left the village.
And the most honorable president that's gonna get the award is gonna be Abraham Lincoln. He takes the award. I'm gonna give him the C. The reason he got the award because he ended slavery, he signed that proclamation, and then the truth is he also had he was killed by John Wilkes Booth. Booth was dead now. So he's the most honorable president. I also have another award here. Now, it's just a football award, really, but it'll be the kind of award.
Hi, Marlac. There won't be any berries in the fruit salad now, so you all this.
Hey, yo, how's it going?
I just think they're so cool.
Yeah, I know.
You don't think that this is challenging?
So basically, the football award, I'm gonna give this to. I actually do quarterbacks at this point. I got the Jared Goff, Gardner Minshew, and one that's gonna be kind of a little bit hard.
Let it slide this time.
And our football award goes to Gardner Minshew because he had thrown 13 touchdowns in the game. Most got 1,000 yards, pretty much, about past 2,000 yards too. And then had a good quarterback ring. Maybe I was somewhat 100. And then had about a lot of completions, some interceptions, but it really didn't matter. So that award goes to him. So now, them are the awards for the day. I might have an award for tomorrow though, but it'll be a good one.
A lot of personality. You know, when my parents were killed by that pack of wild dogs, you really helped me see the funny side.
So basically, we're gonna go ahead and get into another subject here, and it's gonna be talking about everything. We already just the fourth minute inside the video, but I'm gonna be talking about some stuff or subjects. I'm gonna be talking about different stuff of subjects. The topic is 7SL928. The topics is that using topics to compare and like topics about history and the way it's made. So basically,
give it a second. Let it work on it.
I absolutely can say no to that.
Hi, can I see you later?
I think I have to wash my hair.
Oh. You wash your hair last
Now, basically,
year.
if you think about it, now the today's topic. Now, since we said something about the topic, I'm gonna go and tell you how this was made. It's not really made by the way.
Thanks, Marlac. Another severed boar's head.
The color.
Yeah, this one is really nice. Marlac.
Look at Marlac flirting with Maya. He doesn't know her at all. That's not even the best part of the board. It's the back fat, stupid. That's a pathetic idiot.
Hi, Emma. Hi, Emma. Hi, Emma. Yeah, she doesn't even know I exist. There's like 60 people in the village.
Now, basically,
You realize
I'll tell you, it's not really made by that kind of events, but really,
it's just
it's really only made by
I have
the way
to-
it's it's made. It's made by it.
She's your sister.
It talks.
It'd be like playing with your mother.
Which was a big mistake. I see that now. You think it's not going to be awkward in the morning,
But basically, if you don't know how history was made, you just think
but
about it. Really, it was all made back in the 1990s because basically that was when the Indians and other presidents were actually doing what they was doing to like trade policies and
I still
stuff.
live with my parents. Like,
And to be honest with you,
Raucous lovemaking.
it's not really what makes it
She only likes hunters.
like that.
She doesn't like gatherers.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a little story about something. Now, to be honest with you, today the way our world works, and now it's also a lot of people today. Now, that's just, and I'm gonna give you one example. You don't know, you may not know his name, but he does start with a D. You may not know, he was a NASCAR driver. His name is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Well, no, Dale Earnhardt, no, not Jr. And then
I said, where are we going? We're not supposed to go this
on
way.
I'm sick of the whole village treating me like a joke.
on that time when he was on the final lap,
No,
he had
you
died.
changed my head.
He had died. He had crashed his car
I
in
don't
the
think it's
wall,
possible your head is-
and
Not the whole head. I mean my
they
mind.
had taken him to the hospital. And then
Whoa,
they
whoa, whoa, don't
then
tell
he
me
died.
you're
The cause of death was determined to be a basically a skull fracture. So basically,
That's the tree of the
it was a
knowledge
top
of good
death.
people. You don't eat from it.
So basically, that's an example to tell you that
What is
really
about this fruit that they don't want us to have?
It's not the fruit,
every
it's
our
not
world
the
may be
fruit.
kind of
It's not the
wrong, and
fruit.
it may be just
Yeah,
people dying and stuff, but we still keep going.
How's that worked out for us?
Now, I want to tell you another stuff that's not really about a man. It's gonna be about somebody. It's gonna be about somebody that made actually Martin Luther King Jr. It's gonna be about that dude actually.
With this fruit,
Now,
he's the
basically,
smartest man the village has ever known.
that he was making speeches. You might remember the famous "I Have a Dream"
So this is
speech.
about laying with Maya?
Now he was talking about, and I might know some of the
You just put
quotes.
the fruit down and let's get out of here.
Little
If
black
somebody
boys
sees us,
and
they'll
children
force down
today.
fast to an anthill.
I'll just make our nation sing. And that's what he said. Actually, some of it though. But basically, what he said was true because back in the ancient, some of the white countries, it was segregation. You had the restrooms, restaurants, and bath, and also water fountains. You know, they had to be separated in schools and even jobs. So technically, he was saying that speech to recognize people to say to them that color's not like a race. So basically, yeah. And so, but basically, he also now I'm gonna tell you about. I'm not gonna skip on the speeches, but I'm gonna tell you about his life. Okay.
Correct. I got a lot of ideas.
Nah, basically,
I'm bursting with ideas.
he was born, and he was actually born on Saturday. My mother was born January 16th, and
You know what you could do?
he actually had he was in school that's actually somewhat separated too. And then he growed up, he wanted to be a speaker, so because his grandfather and father was a minister, so he went to Harvard when he met Coretta, his wife, and then he later on wrote speeches, and then he was famous for Harvard Dream speech and also other speeches you might know. And he had received a Nobel Peace Prize. And then on that day, he got killed by actually a white guy. His name was James Ray Charles. The sniper. He had killed him by mistake though, and because pretty sure because of his skin. But yeah, technically yeah. And that definitely proves that segregation. That rights don't matter the color of the skin. So it really don't matter. That definitely proves it. Now I have another story here, but the last story here. It's another suggestion that you might not know. You may not know here, man. If you ever heard of a president named John F. Kennedy, he was a good guy, though. He was basically the president, and I think they have a space station named after him. And actually here, and then and basically he was technically a president, and then he had. Now I saw him. That he was dealing with something. Now he actually was in a war technically, and then he had to get out of the war because he knew himself he had back injuries. And I believe he had a wife. I don't know what it was, but yeah. Then also I don't have too much stuff about him, but I do know that he was the president, maybe. And also now, yes. But then on that day, he was in a limousine riding to somewhere to a meeting something. And then I don't know what the blue Harvey Oswald, which was the guy that actually gets shooting, shot John Kennedy, and they had to take him to the hospital, but he was pronounced dead. Now, that proves, but that really proves, because that just proves that he must have said something to really do. And also another killing, you remember Abraham Lincoln? This is another example too. Abraham Lincoln, when he was sitting watching the theater, him and his wife, John Wilkes Booth, showed up, and he had a gun in his hand, and he pulled out the gun, and he shot him back in the head. And then they took him to not a hospital, they had to put him in bed. And then in that fateful morning, he had died. But then John Wilkes Booth, he had fled, but he still on the horse, but they also broke his leg. And then he was writing his diary. And then that fateful morning, he was in the farm. He was living in the farm. And then some soldiers came and burned down the farm, and then he also got shot, but he also got burnt too, in the neck. And then he wound up dying as well that fateful morning when they got him. So technically, that's an example too. But John Wilkes Booth didn't really like what Abraham Lincoln did say, so I guess that's probably a main target that he was trying to go for, because even like we said, and he did see him say speeches a lot. He also said one speech I was famous: "We have the people, we are the people, and we are better by justice." He didn't really like what he said. So.
We'll all be cursed. You have to leave. Where am I supposed to go? I didn't eat the fruit. My hands are tied. I wish there was something I could do for you, Zed, but I can't. You really, you fucked the pooch on this one.
Now, technically, if you don't really know, John F. Kennedy didn't really get. As a matter of fact, Harvey Oswald, he was also killed too, but he actually died of cancer or something. And then also, I think somebody else got killed too, but I don't know who it was. I am gonna give you another example of a race car job that actually did job, but he was actually a French one, and it was called the Le Mans disaster. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but I don't know if you ever heard of it though, but it was probably somewhere back in the 1990s or something like that. But what happened basically, it was a guy. His name was Le Mans, and he was driving, and then he had hit something, and then he hit the car. Then bam, he crashed, and the impact just instantly killed him. It also sent debris found about killing about 22 people, injuring about 180, and then well, that's the rest. And then also another race car was there. And then they didn't really kill him, but he did die earlier when he yeah. Now that just proves the way our history moves. It can make awful disasters. But to be honest with you, another way we're gonna be talking about, we're also gonna be talking about like if it's just examples of the weather in history though, because if you ever heard of tornadoes is very impactful. They make way our earth kind of be damaged and stuff and everything. It's very impactable, so it hurts our Earth. So, and then hurricanes, they just send a lot of water and rain, a lot wind, and it does what it does. So, you know what it is. It really don't mess up there too much, but it does do what it does. Now, in the history of space, if you don't know what space is, and really, it's a lot of planets that are being uncovered. Like Pluto, Pluto ain't even a planet anymore. It was too small and can't really be a planet anymore. It really don't matter to me because it can't be a planet.
It's half washed.
And then
Try Downy fabric conditioner.
and then you have storms on planets too, like Uranus. I believe that has Uranus has a cold storm, and Venus already having storms, but yeah. But also, you have new Earths, like, and you also have the sun, like different kinds of sun, because like you can turn white, blue, and everything. And the sun's too, it can be very hot and it can cause flares. If you don't know what that is, all you gotta do is just think of hot, bubbly stuff, just just popping out of the sun. That's all you gotta think about. But have you asked this question? What would all the natural disasters happening? Why would it impact our Earth? It impacts our Earth the way we are because it don't really. It really don't
Jake from State Farm
decide on that. Really, God really decides on that. He does, and he decides whether something should come down. So, yeah. So basically, and also, if you know any other planets, there's also a lot of planets out there. And now I found out a new planet. If you never heard of Kepler, it's a planet that's not really formed. It's actually, it is a planet, but it's actually really far away from this Earth. And it's not a lot of people really know anything about it. But I looked it on YouTube and it said Kepler, so actually technically it is a real planet. And then I got promised a series. If you don't know what that is, if you ever heard of Big Bang Theory, you have Sheldon in that episode. He said something about when we went up downstairs. He said Parker's Siri and stars, and he was saying all this thing about the Earth planets. That's the planets that are found. Those found actually. Those are the new planets. Technically, not a lot of people really know anything about that. Technically, and I didn't even know about it, but it was in the episode of it. But you just find out in there, you'll find out that that is a real planet.
This is just insulting. Karma kills you. Okay, fine. But then tell me this. Who's that behind you? You think I'm gonna turn around? I'm gonna gut you like a pig.
Now, basically,
you should try hitting Nemo that hard. We can discuss that later. Let's run away.
now basically, if you didn't think that people not in wrestling, it does be like those. I ain't gonna talk about that. But
I wish we didn't have to leave. Probably never gonna see Emo ever again.
in wrestling, does be a lot of outbacks and stuff, like getting injured and stuff, but also you do get, like, for one instance, I'm gonna tell you about a boxer that didn't read that, but they get injured. You might know John Cena, they call him. Injury, broken head, sustained a broken nose by somebody, they able to bleed and stuff, so you might know. But that's just the outweights of how we are today, I guess. But you do understand what I'm saying. But you can ask yourself this question: what would happen if the outbacks weights times we are living in today? Now, basically, you say it affects what we are living today, but basically, it don't affect what we live today. The environment don't affect what we live today. But technically, the people don't need it, but really the environment do. The people and the environment do. It really affects us in a good way, not a bad way. But the environment do affect it in a bad way because technically, if you think about it, you can see anybody come around to have a good suggestion. Now, if you can think about it, just think about it like this: if the environment was causing good stuff, there wouldn't been any global warming, anything, or volcanoes, nothing disasters, or nothing.
You're still mad.
But really, if it outbacks it, it really don't really makes it good because basically, if you think about it,
Attacks.
it can take it can take the out weight of stuff, but it can also take the in weight of it. Because basically, if you think about it, the out weight is the out, but the in weight is the in. And technically, the environment's in, so technically that means it's bad. But the out weight is that the people, that means it's good. So technically, you take that and put it all together, that makes it probably somewhat of a comparison of bad and good.
We're gonna walk.
So basically, you have the inwards and the outwards, but it's on the other side here. So technically, you have all that space, the environment, the gases and everything. Here you got the people, which are all white people, black people, and Hispanic people. So basically, if you put that together, it makes a living economy. It basically makes an Earth, a world, of mankind of unique. So basically, if you were to compare that, you will get you will get a world that's for people and has bad environment. But it won't be that bad because technically it'll be good enough. So, but if you outweigh, technically you're a little bit in both because basically it'll be in the middle. It'll be a middleweight because middleweight it could be like sort of in the position of being bad, but also not being bad. But if you just think about that, ask yourself that question: if it's a little bit outweigh bad, don't you think all research we would have a lot of stuff like the environment, people, and all that? But basically, what I'm saying is true. But if you think about it, let's think about it.
Looks like they had some nuts.
If
Apples, maybe?
the resources,
Yeah, apples.
What difference does it make? That doesn't help us to know that. Maybe you can tell if they ate some shit. There's a lot of shit in that shit.
My mistake. This is their food. What's that, though?
now basically, if you think about it,
Be stronger.
it really don't outweigh too much, but at that point, it does outweigh what we live on our Earth. It don't really matter. And then if it outweighs it, why do you think it provides us with the resources we have?
Hey there.
Basically, we have all the resources like oil, and trees, and wood, paper. So at that point, it would have been eliminated. It wouldn't have outweighed, but it wouldn't have outweighed in that single part. So technically, if you were to make a math problem out of this, you would say in fractions that the middle, the out in weight, slash that a half, and divided by 2, it will be. Then you put the out weight to the other one, then you divide that by, and then make 2 outweights, and then make 2. And then you put that together and make a whole Earth. You put 2 outweights and 2 inweights. It will make it sound like it's a world of good and bad, but also a good world of mostly good. Now, if you can see, if you can see all the resources we have on this earth, you should be able to see what I'm talking about, and also knowing that the way our earth operates and listens, it operates just like a busy city in a tower and stuff, but also like a factory. Basically, if you think about it, it really ain't like that because technically the Earth really reflects on good and bad. It has some little bit of history of our own to do, and it has like during the Ice Age. You want to see it didn't really make sense to the Earth. So basically, it didn't really make sense to our Earth the way it impacted, But if you know, back in the 1990s, it was an asteroid. But back then, when it was asteroids, it was an asteroid that hit down here and emulated all the dinosaurs. And all the dinosaurs this time was hit that cloud and they all died. But if it was a life with dinosaurs, it would have been a good word because it would still been outweighing the bad, but it would have been a little bit at the end because technically it would have been very, very good to have.
Easy.
To have good.
Did you shoot my cow? Oh no. Yes. Well, we're hunters.
Oh, he's a hunter. I'm a maker.
Maker?
I made this loincloth.
So basically, it will outweigh the choices of that. But now, if you know, in the 1990s, when the Indians found
Welcome.
Jacksonville and they turned to they had stayed there and actually turned this name of what it is, Sunshine City. Now, if you don't know what the nicknames for Jacksonville, I mean, you got the real, you got the west, you got the east, which is don't spell rappers. I don't know what it is, but really learn about it in school though. So if you was in school, you learn about this west, east, north, west of the country. Now the biggest stream lines the tides, the ocean, Atlantic Oceans. Now look here. Believe it or not, Jacksonville Beach is actually a good place for the big old tides and storms and storm surges and everything. But if you think about it, the key to the success is basically that. But really,
This smug asshole insulted you, and I wanted to take it back.
We're not really that insulted.
I will.
No, boys, just relax, and let's all just get some perspective.
oh, you got knocked the freak out.
That's how we do
Secondly,
it. That's how we do it. You abide by it. Right. Ow! Should we do something?
Just let him settle it.
now basically,
That settles it.
What?
Nothing.
He's all right. He's
now basically, cast is the way we live today. Basically,
He's tuckered out from the fight.
Yeah. He said, you know what? Let's cut him up with some little dirt here and some straw to keep him warm until he wakes up. And hey, well, what are you doing with my foot? Playing possum? Whoa! Hey, hey, stop it! Hey, he's choking me! Stop it, Abel! Are you trying to choke me to death, Abel? That's kind of him. Well, stop it! Self-defense! Clearly, self-defense!
now look at basically, if you can think about this, it could be a different kind of world, but technically, in the Ice Age time.
What have I done again? What have I done some more?
Now, basically, in the Ice Age time, that it really wasn't that too much resources because really everything was impacted. But you can see that the way our Earth changed, it has changed to impact the way we are living today by our resources, paper, wood, and everything.
I mean, you could have stopped me. We didn't know you were going to kill him. You're calling me a murderer? Did I say that? It was an accident.
Now, basically, if you ever think about this, in the history times, there really wasn't too much resources back then. But to the Indians that found here, they had probably settled somewhat. I'm thinking somewhat west of here and somewhere. I mean, they was traveling, but then they decided to stay here, but also go to St. Augustine to plant just trade spices and stuff. And that's what they named this country the Sunshine City, because it's actually bright for oranges too. But technically, it's also for that. It's also because it has a good entertainment for what it represents. You get it? And that's the way our Earth reacts. It reacts on what ways we are doing, what ways we are taught, and what ways we are defending to battle the Earth. And the way we are defend the Earth is the way we make the way we live our lives today. So basically, if you ever think about it, ever think about the Earth, you can think about it in that sort of way because it's what make the way we live today and make this world a better place to live. So this is your boy Rick Robert signing out. Make sure you subscribe and comment. You know, use the awards will come on. I'll put that on. I'll put the awards I'll have wars tomorrow too, so I'll let you know. And then I'll see you, bro. I'll see y'all guys later. And peace out. And guys, in the words of Mark Twain and also Martin Luther King, we look back children should share the state. And we should live in a state with free of equality, equal race, and color. Boy, sign out. Peace out.
Those two